I put off. Yeah.
You could do this too. You could do that.
One wedding में you did some crazy effects, like you did put some dissolve, like a effect that you could just, like you gave a graphic and then it dissolved into the wedding starting scene.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
yeah. I do cool things like that. It's like the small. It's like the small like things
But they
that.
appreciated it because they said, oh,
Really?
they said, oh, ये बहुत professional लग रहा था. Because I just put the name,
Yeah.
like if you make it like these fancy
Like this?
yeah, like
All I did was drag it into OBS. But now the stream will show this. And then you can make a scene. So add a scene 2. Let's say you have multiple cameras, and you can just switch to. See that? You see that?
I have one camera there too.
So if but
If I get the connection here,
what camera is it?
A7 S2, S3. So if I get the connection here,
Wait 1 second.
but it won't. Multiple cameras कैसे आएंगे अंदर? You have to have a switcher too.
You would need. Well, you could add
cam link.
another cam link or.
Multi switcher होता है? You can even switch from the laptop camera and that camera, like a stream camera.
There's something called monitor and control.
Wait, image क्यों नहीं आ रही है उसकी? Oh, you camera.
Brother Mehdi Ashrafi to bless the evening with a short Quran and dua recitation. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقاعدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلي على محمد وعلى محمد.
Gain up and down.
I'd like to introduce our co-host to you, the brother to my right, Mukhtar Ali, and he is a creative designer with a background in fashion design. He's done wardrobe styling for Paris Hilton, 50 Cent. In his heyday, he directed videos for Raekwon, and he's also conducted journalist interviews, over 100 interviews. So please say it loud, Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, for Brother Mukhtar Ali.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And this is my co-host, Zain Kasimali. He's a poet, an entrepreneur, and he works in package design for streetwear brands like Obey, LRG, and Oakley. He also helps distribute boxes for many Fortune 500 companies. He's an investor, fundraiser, salesman. He's definitely a hype man. And he MCs weddings and many other events. Please give a loud salawat for our co-host, Zain Kasimali.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad What? Wow. What?
Now, the first speech, which we're going to have a short speech, and then another short speech before we get into the poems. I would like to introduce this brother to the podium. And just so you know, this brother, he's actually he's an entrepreneur, he's an educator, and he's also a philanthropist and a mentor. He's a model family man and a great friend. Please give it up for brother Zia Sayed.
Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Poetry Slam 2025. Alhamdulillah, like the last 2 years, I'm looking forward to a fantastic evening tonight. So Poetry Slam, what is this? Is this a novel concept, just something new, cool to do, or does it actually have a religious, historical precedence? So to answer this question, I'd like to take you back, way back, even before Karbala. For this, we need to go back to the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him. At that time in Arabia, poetry was like a national sport. The Arabs used to pride themselves in their ability to recite and memorize lengthy, eloquent poems. There was a man at that time by the name of Walid ibn al-Mughira. Walid ibn al-Mughira was a kafir and the father of Khalid bin Walid. He heard that there is a man by the name of Muhammad, peace be upon him, who was spreading this new religion and using poetry. So what he did was he organized a competition in his palace. He invited all the top poets to come and recite, and he invited the Prophet. And the poets recited one after the other, and then it was the Prophet's turn. And the Prophet recited a surah from the Quran. The entire crowd went silent. They had never heard words so beautiful, so eloquent, so poetic. To the extent that Walid ibn al-Mughira got upset and pointed to the Prophet and he said, "This is not poetry. This is something extraordinary. This is magic or sorcery." I believe that there is a hikmah behind why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His wisdom revealed the Quran and used poetry. I believe that when you convey a message to someone else and you use poetry, you connect at a whole different level. You connect at their level of soul, you touch their soul. And this continued if we fast forward to the time of Karbala, and soon after Karbala, Imam Ali ibn Sajjad, Ali ibn al-Hussein, Imam Sajjad used poetry as a mechanism to mourn. And then you fast forward to the time of Imam Jafar Sadiq. He taught us the actual structure of majalis. If you know, back in those days, majlis wasn't structured the way it is today. There were no speeches. Majalis were composed of just two components. One was the musiba, which was the recitation of the tragedy of Karbala. And second was poetry. And that poetry would result in weeping and lamentation. What followed decades and centuries afterwards as Islam spread through the entire world, you saw a change in culture, you saw a change in language, you saw a change in styles, but one thing remained the same. It was always poetry. Tonight, 12 poets will take the stage, and they will present their artistic pieces in the hopes that they will connect with you, they will touch your soul. What I ask of you, brothers and sisters, tonight, is that you give them back something in return. When they finish their poems, let's give them the loudest round of applause so that they too can feel the connection, they too can get something in return in terms of encouragement. And in this way, we will continue this tradition year after year in spreading the love of Imam Hussein through poetry. Thank you.
So our next speaker who will be coming to the stage is Barak Hussein. She's a registered psychotherapist with 20 years of experience in Canadian academia, institutions, and international organizations. She holds a BA in psychology and a master's in educational counseling and is a member of the College of Registered Psychotherapists of Ontario. She recently founded Serene Nafs Wellness. She's known as the Muslim counselor on social media. Barak is a public speaker on music. What am I talking about? On Muslim mental health, social justice, domestic violence, women's issues, Islam, and poetry. She founded the Serenity Islamic Mental Health Awareness Initiative to combat stigma and deliver lectures, workshops, and media programs across North America, Europe, Australia, Tanzania, and Iraq. Her community work includes developing wellness programs for widows and orphans in Iraq and serving as ambassador of Al Kauthar Project. She also partners with Imam Mahdi Associations of Marja'iyat to implement the, I'm not sure what this is, program recently hosting the Shia Muslim Mental Health Professional Conference. Please give a loud salawat for our sister Barak.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Can we have a second salawat?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Third, in your loudest voices, let it reach the Imam of our time.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا محمد وعلى آل محمد. In his name I begin with the best of blessings upon our beloved Holy Prophet Muhammad and his holy family. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
They tried to silence Karbala with swords, but it was carried by voices. And those voices belonged to whom? To the women. When Imam Hussein alayhi salam was struck down, they thought the revolution ended, but it had only just begun. In the trembling tents, in the broken chains, in the voices of Zainab bint Ali alayhi salam, Sukaina bint Hussein, Ruqayya, Fatima al-Kubra, the daughters of Hussein alayhi salam, those are the women of Karbala. They took grief and transformed it into resistance. They took captivity and reframed it into the greatest act of defiance. They turned their pain into storytelling, almost a form of poetry. And that storytelling became the heartbeat of Islam. Think about it. Had Lady Zainab not stood in the court of Yazid, had Lady Sukaina not carried the memory of her father, had Lady Ruqayya not cried in al-Sham, had Lady Fatima al-Kubra had not kept the legacy alive, you and I would not be gathered here today. The story of Hussein alayhi salam would be buried under silence. It was the women who preserved Islam at that time. The way our salah is, the way we pray, the way our hijab and abaya that we wear, our fasting, the charity, the values of standing against oppression, they ensured that these acts were not rituals of habit, but rituals of resistance. In psychology, we call this reframing. Reframing, remember this, reframing. Lady Zainab reframed loss into power. She reframed grief into revolution. She stood in Yazid's palace and said, say it with me, I see nothing but beauty. Not because she did not feel pain, but because she transformed pain into purpose. And it did not end there. From their storytelling came the majalis, from their cries came the nohas, from their memory came the latmiyas. Generations learned Imam Hussein not from history books, but from the women who carried his story with every tear. And today, Muslim women are still looked down upon. Their voices dismissed, their hijab ridiculed, their strength questioned. But look at what Muslim women have always done. They preserved a message that could have been erased. They carried truth across deserts and courts. They turned captivity into courage, grief into guidance, and silence into a revolution. And today, when we walk to Karbala for Arbaeen, we are retracing their step From Karbala to Kufa to Sham and back again, their Arbaeen was chains and dust. Ours is freedom and love. But make no mistake, every step we take today is because they walked first. And if Karbala teaches us anything, it is this. Swords may kill the body, but voices, especially the voices of women, can heal, can inspire, and can shape the world. And the voices of the women of Karbala still shake the world today. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now we're ready to start the poetry part of the program. So the very first poem, coming all the way from his studio in Iraq, please give a huge, huge welcome for Brother Haidar Al-Attar.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مولاي صاحب العصر والزمان، اخواني واخواتي، الحضور في مهرجان الأربعين من إسلام باورتري سلام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شكرا لمشاركتي معكم، وأرجو من الله وإياكم أن أكون بهذه المشاركة سببا في تعجيل فرج المولى صاحب العصر والزمان ببركة الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. القصيدة هو نداء من مولاتي السيدة زينب لأمها فاطمة الزهراء للحضور في أيام الأربعين. يما 40 حسين جاء، تعالي لزمدية نمشي سوية الكربلة ممتحنة وسبية. يما 40 حسين جاء، تعالي لزمدية نمشي سوية الكربلة ممتحنة وسبية. على حسين ننكسر ونطيح عالقبر ممتحنة وسبية. على حسين ننكسر ونطيح عالقبر ممتحنة وسبية. يما تعايل كربلة خل نلتقي يا مقبرة. على حسين نتقابل بجي زينب قبار الزهرة. اني يا اخويا اقله وانتي يمه ودمعتك تنزل من العين المورمه. بضلعك تلطمين وانا متن لطمه. ومثل ما شميت نحرة تراب الشمه. يما انتي اكثر من يحس بتنكسر ضلوعه. وانا التي بين السلم قد برزت مروعه. وهناك ننقهر ونطيح عالقبر ممتحنة وسبية ممتحنة وسبية. يا مشاي يا مشاي تعال الكربلة نروح. يا مشاي يا مشاي يا مشاي طريق الجنة مفتوح. يا مشاي تجي وياي تجي وياي حبيب القلب والروح. تجي وياي الحبيب القلب والروح. تجي وياي. موفقين ان شاء الله. جعلكم الله من زائرين سيد الشهداء.
Everybody, please give a loud salawat for our first female poet, Barak. She's coming back for a poem.
Made it really dark.
How do you close this?
Still live stream though. Just wanna keep it.
Oh, अच्छा. ये लो. नहीं सही है सर. ये बनाइए की बनाना.
Hey.
Which one? Where is it? This one?
Well, it's because right now it's connected to the. You have to connect to the internet.
صل على محمد
Connect to the
وآل
internet. You can't
محمد.
connect to the.
Phone. Oh, camera. Oh.
It's using Wi-Fi. That's why.
How was I just there? How was I just there?
Disconnect
Standing
from camera.
beneath Hussein's golden dome, where wounds felt lighter, where broken hearts felt whole,
This is more
where
important than
grief had a
camera.
home and then snatched back, thrown into this cold reality, a place that feels heavy, a place that feels empty. Take me back,
Oh,
take me
okay.
back to the shrine of Hussein,
Trying to put
where I
it
pressed
away.
my
No, no,
forehead
no.
to the Bahir, and it felt like every scar inside me was seen. Every pain in my chest was heard. No therapist couch, no pill, no word has ever healed the way Karbala heals. Take me back to Abu Fadl al-Abbas, the moon of loyalty, where I laid my fears down and felt my spirits rise up. In his shadow I remembered healing is not the absence of wounds. It is the walking with faith despite them. Take me back to Tella Zainabiyya, where Sayyida Zainab stood. She watched Karbala burn. She held grief no soul should carry, and yet she became the healer of a nation. She became the voice when voices were silenced, the strength when strength was shattered. From her, I learned, you learned, that healing is not forgetting. It is carrying pain and still walking forward. It is standing in chains and still speaking truth. It is finding freedom inside the wound. So take me back to the walk of Arbaeen, where every step was medicine, every tear was release, every heart, every hand offering water was therapy for the soul. I walked with the oppressed, with the grieving, with the broken, and together we healed, one step, 1 mile, one labbayka ya Hussein at a time. The road itself is the counselor, the shrine is the clinic, the du'as is the prescription, and al-Hussein is the cure. I still say, take me back. Take me back before this world drowns me in noise. Take me back where my soul found its voice. Take me back to Hussein, to Abbas, to Zainab's stand. Take me back to the soil of Karbala's sand. Because healing is not just here. Healing lives there, in the dust, in the shrine, in the memory of sacrifice. I was there, and now I am here before you. How cruel the distance, how heavy the years. So I wait, we wait, and we yearn, and we count every breath until Allah wills us again and writes for us our return to Al-Hussein. Until then, I say, take me back, take me back. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
If any of the sisters have a question for our sister.
questions that were answered and clarity. My last ziyarah to Abu al-Fadl, I asked for clarity. And before I even left, he never leaves you empty-handed. Alhamdulillah.
Do any of our brothers have a question for our sister?
Any questions you want to share that you asked Abul Fadl Abbas?
The question? It was to, first of all, I remembered all of those who asked me for du'as. I always do that. Second, for a personal situation for a family member. And third, for clarity for me for a situation that I was involved in and that I wanted clarity from him. But also, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So I'll say it this way. I want you to watch over the next few weeks, inshallah, on my pages. You'll find the answers there. Does that help? And I'll clue back to that, inshallah. It's a project that I'm working on, and I wanted clarity from Abu Fadl Abbas. So inshallah, I'll show it over the next few weeks, once it gets into it, inshallah.
The next poet I'd like to call to the stage is a world-renowned Noha reciter, an optometrist, and the best thing about this brother is he's so humble, mashallah. The first conversation I ever had with him was 30 minutes long on WhatsApp, and he didn't once talk about himself. And I would like everybody to stand up as he's going to be doing a lutum. Please give it up for brother Ali Al-Hakim.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, inshallah you're well.
Guys.
Just this, bro. Can you tell the people in front of you too to go down? Can you, excuse me, can you sit down? Or can you move out of the way? And tell the people in front of you too.
Guys, if you can sit down, guys.
Like just
vlogging the camera.
Just this. That's good.
Walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala, walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala. I'll give my life and soul just to get to Karbala. Let's go, brother, to the land of Aba Abdullah. Go and pack your bags, let's reach the land of Karbala. We cannot be late, we must go and catch our flight. Soon we'll be under the dome of Karbala's great night. This is Arbaeen, let's go do the Arbaeen. This is Arbaeen, let's go do the Arbaeen of Imam Hussein. Let's perform the Arbaeen. Walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala. Walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala. I'll give my life and soul just to get to Karbala. Come and let us visit our first beloved Imam. Do ask him for our safety through the path of Islam. The start of our journey, we walk past Wadi Salam. This is the biggest graveyard in the whole of mankind. Walk, walk, brother, walk. Don't get tired, you can walk. Walk, walk, brother, walk. Don't get tired, you can walk. The angels do record, and God will give us reward. Walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala. With me, walking to Karbala, from Najaf to I'll give my life and soul just to get to Karbala. Look at all of these servants of Imam al-Hussein, giving water to the walkers of he who was slain. In the whole world, this is the most generous event. People like to stay with them so that we can lament. Thank you, oh Allah, for this blessing, oh Allah. Thank you, oh Allah, for this blessing, oh Allah, for my heart to be near, so close to our Amir, walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala, walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala, I'll give my life and soul just to get to Karbala. Did you know every step we take gives us big blessings? 1,000 deeds we get and 1,000 remove sins. We have now reached the blessed land of our third leader. We ended in the land of heaven of our teacher. Labbaika Hussein, I am here for you Hussein. Labbaika Hussein, I am here for you Hussein. Every year inshallah I'll come walking to Hussein, walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala, walking to Karbala, from Najaf to Karbala, I'll give my life and soul just to get to Karbala. Salawat.
Our brother, with a round of applause. Beautiful, brother. Took me back to watching you on the videos. It was like I was picturing the walk as you were saying those lyrics. Do we have any questions from the sister side for our brother?
What was the original inspiration behind walking to Karbala aside from the walk itself?
So walking to Karbala, the reason behind why we did it, there was some people were saying things in a derogatory manner regarding the Arbaeen. Of course, this is so much barakah, so much rewards, miracles happen. So we had to kind of counteract the negative comments regarding Arbaeen and try and bring the positive light towards the sacred walk. And our focus this day and age right now is our children. We're in a very scary time here living in the West, and our number one focus is the children. We have to make sure they stay on Sirat al-Mustaqim. So we thought, why don't we combat two things in one go? We'll do a Noha for children and then put it in an animated context to make it more pleasing.
I think you should only have that.
Slightly not your standard Noha, not your usual Ladmiya. But I suppose this event is not usual event.
One channel recording, the
dhikr of Ahlul Bayt isn't limited. It's not restricted.
line feed.
But which is
So this is
synced
why
with
we're
the
trying to think about outside the box,
which is
to be
on sync
more
with the video.
catered towards the Western audience, inshallah.
When you
So
edit,
that's the main
yeah,
reasons
You
why
use
we
the
did it.
second channel. Oh, you mean for YouTube?
Yeah, for both, for everything.
Thank you for that beautiful explanation. Are there any questions from the brothers' side for our brother? Come on, brothers.
Channel 1 is camera mic.
Nobody?
Can you just
Over there in the
check
back.
the direct mic for everything, every source?
How long have you been reciting, and when did you realize, or how did you discover this talent of being able to
flip that
recite
switch,
such a beautiful
then wedding में क्या होगा?
voice?
I don't
wedding,
see myself
forget
as
me,
talented. Inshallah, we're all servants of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. I started at the age of 10. My father, he is a Quran reciter as well as a Ladmiya Noha reciter. He fled from Saddam at the age of 17 to the UK, and he was a Quran reciter there. He found that there was a demand that was needed in the UK for eulogies of Ahlul Bayt. He did Arabic, and then also being inspired by
all this time
and other people
can
to
you
that
connect it
caliber.
to
We started at that age, and we found an
camera
attachment with Imam Hussein alayhi
app?
salam, specifically the
Was
maqtal
that
of
transmitting to YouTube?
the 10th day,
No, it
the
is.
saga of
No, it
Imam
is.
Hussein. That I recommend everyone to attend the day of Ashura in your local mosques. This is very important. Take your days off work, cancel work, make sure you attend the maqtal on the day of Ashura and listen to the saga, because that is the thing why it gives us the fuel from year to year to keep on going and serving Imam Hussein, because sometimes it can be difficult, traveling, people give you headaches, there's a lack of support in certain cases, but it's the saga, the actual tragedy of what happened to Imam Hussein on the day of Ashura in Karbala is what inspires us to keep going and try
and serve him, although our service will always be just a fraction of a fraction to the true calamities of what happened.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions from the brother's side?
The animation that you guys did for that Walking to Karbala, it's really great work. I was wondering how you got that done, or if you can share who produced that for you.
Yeah, sure. So this was during COVID time. It was done abroad, and we kind of took advantage of this situation where the financial economic situation around the world was like all over the place, and there was a lack of need from people who are artists to create content. So I'm more than happy to share with you details of the company and what happened. The wages of what they expected from us was, because you know animation is very, very expensive, like super expensive. SubhanAllah, COVID happened, and then we're like, okay, let's go and take advantage of the situation. We did the animation. The animation takes 6 months to draw, about 6 months, and with revision.
If you want to go fully, you can do that too.
And that's for a 4 minutes video.
I have no idea.
So if you want to longer than that, it takes even longer, because they have to draw each character, they have to draw each frame. And the rendering of the actual animation takes a long time. So, you know, it depends on which company you go to. Everyone's different. We did another one called Husseini Kit after that. That was 5 times more expensive. But that one, we tried to show to the child how it is important to be how a true Husseini Kit is. A holistic vision. So that one would recommend as well for the child. We're more than happy to share with you the business and the contact details of
Whoever hasn't seen it, type in Walking to Karbala on YouTube. You'll be blown away. It's really good.
Inshallah, we're actually working on a Walking to Karbala game. So it's like a child is trying to get to Imam Hussein and he has to dodge all the zuwar and not bang into them. So
That's a good
that will be available on hujjakids.com. We have a website, sorry for the plug. Hujjakids.com is an online Islamic entertainment and educational website for children between the age of 4 to 11. So if you have a child between the age of 4 to 11, register HUJJA kids.com, that's it, and then you get a 7-day free trial, and then it's only $5 a month, and they get 15 new activities every month. So we're trying to keep our kids on the right path, trying to work hard with that. It was a very good website. The company that made it was very good. That game will be on that website, inshallah, maybe towards the end of the year.
Thank you. Please give a loud salawat for our brother. To the stage, our next poets, Wasia and Denise.
They will be moving around. Focus kar. Auto kar do na, auto.
She is not just a name. She is a legacy. They say she was quiet, but her silence was louder than 1,000 battles.
Yeah.
When Allah created the foundations of Jannah, He gave a gift to all of mankind, an angel wrapped in his wisdom and peace. This gift was Fatima, the leader of all women, daughter of the Prophet, born in the days where the heavens spoke to the earth, built in a house of truth. When she walked into a room, the Prophet would rise, because he knew this woman was not just his daughter, she was his reason, his proof, his proudest creation. She was so young, yet so strong, so helpless, yet held tall, so scared, yet stood brave, our forever inspiration. And when she held Ali's hand, it was the binding of strength and truth. More than just husband and wife, they were a fortress. They embodied love, and they were sacrificed. And when she became a mother, she didn't just raise any children. She raised the children. She raised resistance, perseverance, the blueprints of our ummah. When her voice was silenced, she stood with patience. When the world stole her rights, she stood with defiance. And though her body bent under the weight of grief, her voice rose in that sermon of Fadak. Words that split through centuries, words that still strike people down. She watched her father come home with blood on his forehead and dust in his beard. And with tiny hands and hopeless eyes, she wiped his pain away. She was the woman who buried her father and buried her smile in the same night. She was the mother who pressed her children close as the world tried to tear them away. She didn't want a funeral filled with liars. She didn't want flowers from the hands that hurt her. So she chose the night, chose the silence, chose Allah. But the world chose cruelty. Can you see her? Crushed between the door and the wall. Her ribs that had carried Hassan and Hussein. Broken by hands that claimed Islam. Her unborn child was taken from her. A life stolen before it saw the light. And still, she stood strong for her family. Even though the world had failed her, she never begged for mercy. She gave mercy and signified dignity. She walked her last steps in silence. She left this world with her bruises hidden, her grave unknown, but her legacy forever alive. We are still searching for that grave. We are still crying for that mother. We rise for her. We cry for her. We carry her story in our skin. She is not history. She is now. Tonight, we speak not just with words, but with her sorrow, her strength, her light. From Fatima, the first flame, the heart that defended truth, came Zainab, the voice that carried Hussein's cries through the courts of the oppressors. Came Sakina, the innocent child whose silence still shakes the heavens. And now you, every tear, every voice, every whispered prayer. We are the footsteps that lead. We are the supporters that represent. We are the voices that shout. Tonight, we are Fatima. Thank you.
Do any of the sisters have a question for our sister?
MashaAllah, it was really great. Excellent job. What inspired you both to pursue this endeavor together?
I think it's just like growing up, like hearing about all these stories, it's like heartbreaking, and to be able to spread the message to other people, it's like really inspiring. I know everyone says it, but it's so true. Like Bibi Fatima is such an inspiration, and she's the blueprint, and led all the women that followed after her.
Do any of our brothers have a question for our sister?
Is there a personality in either Fatima or Zainab that you put into your own life, like day to day?
I think just her unwavering faith in Allah, I think that's so inspiring and something that we should all incorporate into our life. It's really important. I think it's her strength. Like when we all have a bad day, we think that nothing could be worse than this, but then we think about what she went through, and then we realize that we're complaining over nothing.
introduce to the stage was born and raised in London. His poems, his films, and his videos are his books. They're published worldwide. He's a filmmaker and a poet. Please give a huge Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad for our brother Nuri Sardar.
صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Too bright. Stands alone, and he looks toward the field of battle. He sees the bodies of his companions and his family scattered upon the lands of Karbala.
You just keep changing it.
And it's at this moment that he hears three types of people calling his name. Who are these three types of people? The first type of people he hears calling his name are the woman in the tents behind him. His sister Zainab and his daughters crying out the name Hussein, begging him not to leave him. Begging him not to leave them. The second type of people are the enemy. But the way the enemy are saying his name is not the same way that we say his name. When we say the name Hussein, we say it with reverence. We say it with respect. These people, these 30,000 that are staring at him now, are saying, Hussein? Is that who you are? Hussein? And the third type of people are those that will come decades and centuries afterwards, like ourselves here today, who together stand and cry out the name Hussein. And when he stands there and says, is there anyone to help me? It's as if he can hear us calling out his name Hussein. As he stands there, he says, Hussein, I hear them calling Hussein. For me, they're crying Hussein. And their hearts are wailing, Hussein, 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 Hussein. As the banner falls, how I hear them call, Hussein. He says, the sky darkens, and oh Allah, what a day. Has the earth ever been this dark at midday? The sky darkens, and oh Allah, what a day. Has the earth ever been this dark at midday? I hear the enemy calling the adhan, Allahu Akbar. It's as if upon my flesh their swords are yearning to pray. Woe to the Ummah of Muhammad that they yearn to see his son's blood shed. My flesh in their teeth yearned more than bread mixed with the haram food that they've been fed. Haram. Their stomachs are full of haram. It was not enough haram. Calling for my blood. Hussein, 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 Hussein. Food for their dark souls. He says, I stand here alone at the foot of the wall. And I see that the land with my children is ridden. He says, I stand here alone at the foot of the wall. And I see that the land with my children is ridden. For every Akbar fallen, there's a Habib. For every Akbar fallen, there's a Habib. And for an Abbas, there is a back that's broken. How much hatred that they have for me. Before me, they took from me my family and made me stand here to watch them fall, drinking their blood while I stand here thirsty, their eyes ridden with bloodlust, their eyes blackened and soulless, their eyes rejoiced as they struck Hussein, 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 eyes without pupils. Oh world! It's not that they just wanted to kill me. Oh no. It's that they wanted me to break and suffer. He says, oh world, it's not just that they killed me. Oh no, it's that they wanted me to break and suffer. Tell me, how many wounds did you count on my body? They say 1,300 wounds were upon the body of Hussein. Tell me, how many wounds did you count on my body? And on my hands were left how many fingers? Was I just killed? Or was I butchered? Were my bones left intact? Or were they shattered? Was I left clothed? Or was I exposed? By the hooves was my body battered. My chest was crushed to meet my back. My chest was crushed to meet my back. My chest by the hooves made flat. My chest cried out as it snapped. Hussein, 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 Hussein. Ribs, breastbone and all. He says it was not enough to massacre my kin. After they killed me, their eyes turned toward the tents. He says it was not enough to massacre my kin. After they killed me, their eyes turned toward the tents. We need a veil to cover the whole camp. We need a veil to cover the whole camp. But Zainab's veil is not long enough in length. We need a veil to cover the whole camp. But Zainab's veil is not long enough in length. The fire spreads as if in hunger. My woman's veils are prone to fire. Tell me, O world, is this not anger to subdue orphans to such horror? My girls running to escape. My girls by the fire draped. My girls, they cried out as they chased. They cried out, Hussein, 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 Hussein. Beneath the smoke they crawl. He says, how many people I hear calling my name? How many people I hear calling my name? As I fall, the enemy calls it, mocking. I hear my daughters scream it after my demise. I hear my mother call it as she's wailing. I hear the stars calling my name. As Shimmer snickers and he says, Hussein. I hear Zainab screaming it, running, hoping she'd reach me before Shimmer came. I hear the call of heaven. I hear the scream of children. I hear calling the broken. Hussein, 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 Hussein. Oh, how my name stands tall. He says, when I called out, is there anyone to aid? Glory be to God, for my ears heard a reply. When I called out, is there anyone to aid? Glory be to God, for my ears heard a reply. I saw them walking to my grave, millions. I saw them walking to my grave, millions. I watched each one of them with the pupils of my eyes. They reach for me, and I reach for them. They reach for me, and I reach for them. My fingerless hand, it grasps onto their limbs, and I tell them, when you come to me, my infant child, don't forget him. I tell them, when you come to me, my infant child, don't forget him. When I called out, is there anyone to aid? Glory be to God, because my ears, they heard the reply. I saw them walking to my grave in their millions, and I watched each one of them with the pupils of my eyes. They reach for me, and I reach for them. My fingerless hand, it grasps onto their limbs, and I tell them, when you come to visit me, my infant child, don't forget him, because I saw his small arms flail. I saw his small arms flail. I saw his soul set sail. I saw how his mother would wail as she'd say, Hussein, 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 on my chest so small. How I hear them call, Husseina, on my chest so small. How I hear them call, Hussein. Assalamu alaikum ya Sayyidi Mullah. Ya Allah, Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali
If there's any questions from the sister side, please wait for the mic to come to you so the audio picks up the sound. Are there any questions from the sister side for the brother? Flew in from Dearborn today. Any sisters? Come on, sisters. No questions from the sister side?
How long was
over there?
How long was the flight?
tell us a little bit about your journey with writing poetry and reciting it?
I grew up not as a Shia. I became Shia when I was quite young, 15 years old. And I had this innate love of me to really express myself in Arabic. I used to have a love for listening to Arabic poetry specifically, Noha's Latmiya's. But I couldn't understand Arabic. So I wanted to express myself in the same way in regards to writing, but because my Arabic was quite bad at the time, I had to kind of settle with English. So I told myself I'm going to start with English and then continue with Arabic, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, through tawfiq, I started writing, I started sharing my poetry online. We had forums at the time online. And through the support of friends around me at the time in London where I grew up, people encouraged me to put my poetry to books, to recite at majalis, and to write for reciters and create albums as well. And honestly, just through the tawfiq of Elevate Time Salam, I saw the poetry begin to spread, and alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to be here today and to recite. It's the greatest gift of my life, and I thank Allah for it.
I am going to buy. If you can sit in the back and then move the camera around.
Are there any questions from the brother's side for our brother Nuri Sardar?
What has been the most challenging part of the journey?
The poetry writing is still challenging till today. It's very challenging. Writing poetry,
don't need to raise a voice
backstage. Asking me for poems is very stressful because I get very stressed and there's a lot of delays when it comes to writing it. The actual writing itself is very easy, it takes half an hour, but the mental strain, at least for me, is very difficult. Reciting is very difficult. Traveling to recite is difficult. Trying to create projects myself in my own time is also very difficult. But at the same time, nothing that impacts people properly, nothing that has a blessed impact on people's hearts, comes from a place that's very easy. So even though it is a struggle, it's also extremely rewarding. So alhamdulillah, it's a very beautiful thing. I think like with any craft, you continue to learn and grow, and that's always a challenge. I feel like every creative has a very particular mind, that their minds are everywhere. My mind is past, present, future, here, London, Dearborn, it's everywhere, 24/7. And subhanAllah, poetry is the one way that kind of grounds me. But at the same time, that is the kind of like curse to the blessing. The curse is that your mind's like this, but the blessing is that it's wide in that way. SubhanAllah, Allah puts you in certain situations to be able to do His work for Him. So that is, alhamdulillah, the blessing and the curse. No, it's a beautiful gift, and it's an honor to be able to stand here and recite. Because the people that write, no one reads their poetry. People that recite, no one hears it. To be able to stand here, to come all the way here. Thank you, Zain al-Mukhtar, to recite for you. It's a big blessing. I don't take it for granted. I released 2 books this year, alhamdulillah. They're mostly collections of my poetry. So the last one is called Pillars of Light. So on Amazon you can find it. It's my 6th poetry collection. And I have one called Heaven is Attainable. So Pillars of Light is basically collects all my poetry about the Ahl-Bayt. Heaven is Attainable is my couplets that I write, short couplets on Instagram, specifically about Allah and faith and stuff like that. But my goal is to just keep writing and keep collecting my poetry, because I think one thing we need to remind ourselves that we're going to die eventually, and when we die, nothing will help us. Social media won't help us, people won't help us. But what can help us, what we leave behind. I think the best way to do that is to collect it in books. So inshallah, hopefully, with your du'as over the years, books will continue to publish, inshallah.
There are a lot of Muslims in Dearborn. Anybody following?
Just ask.
Sorry?
There are a lot of Muslims in Dearborn. Anybody following your footsteps of poetry?
Alhamdulillah, a lot of people that are writing, a lot of people that, I can't say my footsteps, poets have been writing since the day that al-Khazai sat by Imam Rada and he asked him for a poem. Or Hamiri sat beside Imam Sadiq and he asked him for a poem. So none of us can take credit for that. It is the Ahl-Bayt's work that, goes through us. And what we have is to be able to stand here as a vessel and take credit for it, but it's all Allah's work. And long after me, people write poetry. Before me, people write poetry, and continue on, inshallah.
Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Please everyone give Allah salawat for our next poet, Allah.
Thank you all for coming. Welcome. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. O water, O gentle stream, you shimmer blue, while sky burns red with sorrow's hue.
I come not bearing sword or cry, but thirst within and question why. How cruel you dance with silver grace, while children's perch in death's embrace. You saw my brother's blistered tongue, yet sang your songs so sweetly sung. You kissed my skin, then mocked my fate, while time grew dark and hope grew way too late. Oh water, did you hear them weep? Did Zainab's tears disturb your sleep? Your ripples mock a brother's pain, as I tread paths of blood and flame. I dipped my hands, then let it fall. The cool relief I did not call. How could I drink while Hussein waits? With cracked lips sealed by heaven's gates, flow on, deceitful, glistening thread, and carry news of Abbas dead. Tell me how honor stood and drowned its thirst with brotherhood. O silver stream that sings so low, why do you whisper as I go? My niece waits with lips so dry, and I must pass your glimmer by. O water, once I drank your grace, now see my blood upon my face. I speak to you now from dust and grave. Have you no shame? O faithless stream, have you no heart? Have you no dream? The tents behind me cry and thirst, and yet you dance while hearts are cursed. How soft you lap the crescent shore, and yet you know I ask no more. My veins burn hot, my heart beats slow, but still I turn and feel so low. They call me lion, war's own flame, yet here I weep and call your name. Not for myself, but for their tears that fall like rain through all the years. So drink the moon, reflect the sky. I'll leave you now and not ask why. My arms are torn, my flag so low. You watched the youth of Hashem fall. You swallowed blood, yet heard no call. O river, do you feel no weight? For all the lives you did not save? You will flow on when I am gone, still singing to the stars at dawn. I am Abbas, son of the brave. Brother to him the skies would save. Yet here I stand with empty hands, surrounded by these burning sands. A warrior's heart you could not save. And still you run, and still you shine, while all I loved is left behind. Thank you.
Any of our sisters have a question for our sister? Someone has a question. Okay, do any of our brothers have a question for our sister? All right, please everyone give a loud salawat for our sister.
The next poet coming to the stage, he got inspired by poetry from his childhood hero, Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam, and then he started writing poetry, Qurbatan Allah, about Ahlul Bayt. He is the original member of MWA, Muslims with Allah. Please give it up for Brother Kamel Moomin, aka Tupac Shakur.
So we have one rule with MWA. You can use your phone, leave, eat, talk to each other. One rule though. See, the angels are watching when we talk about the Al-Bayt from above. We want to send them light. We want to show them how bright the light could get when the lovers of the Al-Bayt get together and recite the root together loud. So the one rule, whenever MWA is on the stage, on the mic, is we recite the root together, we recite it loud. Salawat. I hope everyone's paying attention. When we recite the root, we recite salawat, we do it together. We do it loud. Bar Muhammad, wa ala Muhammad salawat. My brothers and sisters, I have 3 minutes and 13 seconds to do this, and I promise that we were going to show. Greater than we saw when we looked up in the sky on 4th of July, the angels are watching from heaven down below. We could do better than that. Wa Muhammad. Wa ala Muhammad. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad wajil faraj.
We'll work on that. But please, for our deceased, the gift of Fatiha, let's send them the blessings of 2 Qurans on behalf of all of our marhum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajul. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Every praise belongs to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. I serve only you. I beseech your help in everything that I do. Keep me on the straight path, the path that is true, the path of those who have gained favors by you, not the path of those who have earned your wrath, nor those who deviated from your guided path. Surah Ikhlas. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, say Allah is the singular numeral. There's nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, say Allah is the singular numeral. There's nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. May Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family. May He quickly return my living mom to me. Salawat. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wajil farajum. This next one is written from the bottom of my broken heart. That's never going to mend because my heart is broken for Bibi Sakina. It's my ode to the Karbala princess. My tears ode to the Karbala princess. I give my oath to the Karbala princess. My condolences for the martyred princess, Hussein's Fatima, the littlest, martyr of Sham. What a shame. Martyr too young. What's in the name? S-A to the K. I-N to the A. All peacefulness is slain. Restless Imam Hussein, the king all the same, the king of all the slain. After that fateful day, Sakina never slept on his blessed chest again. But she didn't complain, not even when Uncle Abbas, he never came. These tears are in her name, to her they're ode. Ode to the princess. My ode to the Karbala princess. My tears ode to the Karbala princess. My oath to the Karbala princess. See, Imam Zayn, he knew the best. He buried her with it. Her dress fused to her skin over and over again. Just ask the genius. He watched while they would slap her. He witnessed it. Imam Muhammad Bakr. See, he was 3, maybe less. He watched while they would whip her more than all the rest. And then they'd whip her again. Please tell me what was worse. He threw his body over her so they would whip his back instead, till she was laid to rest. At brother's behest, buried underneath the palace in Damascus, even the ground wept. Just ask it to confess. It'll tell you it's true. These tears, they belong to her too. Ode to the princess. My ode to the Karbala princess. Tears ode to the Karbala princess. I give my oath to the Karbala princess.
A house without Sakina is not worth living in. Just ask Imam Hussein. Oh, tiny princess, buried in Damascus, still wearing your dress and your little casket. You open the gate to my prayers whenever I ask it. I will never get past it. Never smile on your face after Shimmer slapped it. Please ask your grandma Fatima to save my tears in her blessed napkin, because they're yours. I give my oath to you. My tears I owe to you. Ode to the princess.
Ode to the Karbala princess.
Tears ode to the Karbala princess. Give my oath to the Karbala princess.
I, Sakina. I, Mazluma. Baba Hawai.
Gateway to Duas. Hi, Shahida. Hi, Taqiya.
Granddaughter of Bibi Fatima. Hi, Sakina. They cut the arms off your Uncle Abbas.
Hi, Karima. Hi, Bahia.
You came an orphan in Karbala.
Oh, tiny princess, you died too young.
With blisters on your thirsty tongue.
You called your father and he would come.
Served on a platter to the ruthless dungeon.
The birds would come, then fly away. Could that be you, maybe someday?
These tears are saved till judgment day.
My
Our
greatest
name is
hope.
I give my oath to you. These tears, they're ode to you. Ode to the princess. My ode to the Karbala princess. This is my ode to you, my Karbala princess.
makes me cry year after year. They are your tears.
My tears, they're yours, my Karbala princess.
This is our oath to you, Karbala princess.
Salawat.
इससे देखना कैमरे को बैटरी कितनी है
Guest member, surprise member, Sakina Fatima.
change the battery
Of Muslims of Dala NWA. Salawat.
Do any of our sisters have a question?
5
You know, our brothers have a question.
oh 9
When you had the other kids on the stage, what were they saying in response? I didn't understand.
Say high qiyas.
Oh, hype, yeah. What is that?
It means hold the thirst. It's customary that when we do Makam, we lament for Bibi Sakina. You remember how thirsty she was. And so high Sakina, high qiyas. And so the last verse was the titles of Bibi Sakina, the names of Bibi Sakina, and after we said
can you change it in the
titles
code
of Bibi Sakina, the rest of NWA.
Can you hit the Muslim Siwak for us?
Excuse me?
Can you do the Muslim Siwak for us?
That's not right here. Maybe if you do Eid poetry.
Alright.
Thank you, Sakina. You were beautiful.
Please give a huge round of applause for the brother.
Please, everyone, give a loud salawat for our next poet, Kauthar Rahmani.
Assalamu alaikum. So I had a whole big speech I wanted to say to explain my poem, but I don't have time. We're in time limit. So shorthand, I'd just like to say that I would like to connect my poem to the poem that Barack Hussein read, because my poem is about how Karbala was destined by Allah 24,000 years before even the Kaaba was created. But I don't want people to think that that means that, oh, tragedy is destined for us. No, I want you to think about healing, the healing that we can get from Imam Hussein, because I believe that Muharram and Arbaeen is completely about healing and love, ishq, brotherhood, sisterhood, and forgiveness. And if I have time at the end of my speech to explain what I mean, I will. Also, I would like to say that my mom is in the hospital. Please pray for her. So, my poem is about the soil of Karbala and how it remembers everything that happened upon it. What the soil remembers is the stories of his fellow mujahideen. So I just want to say that the soil is like a animate person, right? What the soil remembers is the stories of his fellow mujahideen, the prophets, the Qisas al-Anbiya, and the perils of Babel and the saga of Qaryat Yunus before him, of ancient prophecies recounted to the last prophet on earth, about one of the most sacred and blessed places on earth, about one of the valleys of paradise in a Maktal which foretold a future martyrdom. What the soil remembers is that the cooling winds of autumn did not appear in the oppressive heat of Karbala, where the air hung heavy over burning sands and the trees only bore the fruit of grief.
What the soil remembers is the haunting sound of their echoing footsteps and the hesitant plodding of their horses' hooves through the sound waves of air and earth. What the soil remembers is the dirt and sweat pouring down upon it from the dust-covered faces of the men, women, and children whose every luminous countenance still shone bright in both light and darkness. What the soil remembers is that the unintended greed and selfishness with which it soaked up their tears and dirt and blood, swearing before God and all his creation that it was not its fault. It was the hate that made it so greedy, and not a desire to rule the world recklessly and corrupt like Yazid. What the soil remembers is that it was powerless to bring forth the river Forat unto itself, and this situation was unbearable to it as the thirst was to Sakina and Ali Asghar. What the soil remembers is that when the sky wept blood, it didn't even quench the thirst of Yazid and his corrupt army. What the soil remembers is that God chose the land of Karbala as a safe and blessed sanctuary 24,000 years before he created the land of the Kaaba, and he chose it as a sanctuary. Verily, it will shine among the gardens of paradise like a shining star shines among the stars for the people of earth. And that's a direct quote from Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam. Thank you.
The hadith of Hazrat Zain al-Abidin. Could you explain that a little bit? Thank you so much.
Okay. For instance, I would like it to explain it through the story that I was going to tell, if I can. So, I haven't been on the Mashaya for many years. I've been through many things. First time we started, I had a concussion. I've been through cancer, I've been through so many things. So I hadn't been on the Mashaya in a very long time. My friend invited me, and I said, okay, but then I got scared, and I didn't prepare for it. And I went with them, and we showed up, she was taking video, and I just started waving at people. And they started waving back at me and smiling, and it was so special for me, because it wasn't mentioned, but I am a convert, and I'm, self-taught. And so I've experienced a lot of alienation and hardship, being a Muslim, especially being a Shia Muslim. And the Arbaeen was so healing for me. So when everybody walked past us, we just got in line and it was just like, go. There was no time to think about anything. And I thought, oh my God, before I was, oh my God, I didn't practice, I didn't do anything. How am I gonna do this? I walked very far until my knee thought it was gonna buckle, and then I said, I need a car. Then we had a little mowqif stop. And then we went back to the masjid. When we were at the masjid, well actually in the car ride, there was this really passionate Iraqi man who was driving all the women who couldn't walk anymore, and he kept on telling us, say out the window, Ahlan wa sahlan, halab al-zawar, halab al-zawar, bil awda. So we were doing that, then we got, to the masjid, and put a flag in my hand, waving it, by the time everybody had arrived and we're sitting down, I was sitting there, and I felt like, also when people were handing me things, I'd never seen such smiles and such generosity, and I didn't think I could experience that in San Diego. I thought I had to go to Iraq. So I was sitting down, and then all of a sudden, just this wave of healing came over me, and I felt in the air, ishq, and I said, oh, love. And this voice inside me said, no, not love, ishq. Ishq, brotherhood, sisterhood, and forgiveness. And I felt like I finally understood the meaning of Islam. I finally understood the meaning of Karbala, Muharram, and everything. And I feel like God told me, you need to live like this. Stop being you and be the you that you experienced on Arbaeen. And so I did. And then a couple days later, slam, all these things happened to me. And I forgot what I even learned on the Mashaya, after the Mashaya. But I struggled to remember. Now I remember. And it's something that I want to keep with me for the rest of my life, inshallah. And I'm even more dedicated than ever. So this is how I say that is here. Your whole self, and your whole self, just like Mom was saying, then you're healed.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وجل.
Which Arbaeen? The one we just had. I'm sorry? Yes, yes. I haven't had that experience before. I had a beautiful experience when I did the Mashaya many years ago. But this experience was transcendent and life-changing.
The next poet coming to the stage is a member of MWA, Muslims with Allah. Please give it up for Brother Samad Raza.
Everybody. My name is Sam Rosa. I'm with MWA. Like Brother Kamel mentioned, we have one rule when we do our salawat, we do it loud. And that's the main thing. So with this, then we do it together. So for Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wajil farajahum.
Quick Surah Fatiha. Please, for our deceased, the gift of Fatiha. Let's send them the blessings of 2 Qurans on behalf of our marhum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wajil farajahum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Every praise to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, the most merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. I serve only you. I beseech your help in everything that you do. Keep me on the straight path, the path that is true, the path of those who have gained favors by you, not the path of those who have earned your wrath, nor those who have deviated from your guided path. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, say Allah is the singular numeral. There is nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This is the praise of Allah, MWA. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. We are MWA. Muslims with Allah, Muslims with Allah. People of the Prophet, nothing can top it. Yeah, people of Muhammad, who would have thought it? MWA, Muslims with Allah. Believers of Ali, believe in the unseen. Gateway of knowledge, the key to our deen. Created by the uncreated, Al-Rahim. Guidance to the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. Ye, who created the universe, crafted the world, with Thine's permission and Muhammad's submission, brought the Quran to spread Islam, in whom he trusted and in whom he loved. He appointed Hazrat Ali to be our first Imam. Man kunto mawla fahada aliyun mawla. Whoever I am the master of, Ali is his master. Subhanallah. But my Lord, my God, I call myself MWA, a Muslim with Allah? How can that be? I am no winner. I am a sinner, and I have a confession. Excuse me for my transgression. You shower blessings that I neglect, create opportunities that I could collect, yet my ego is so high, I often reject. Just 5 times a day, we are asked to pray. Oh man, I feel so ashamed. I don't know what to say. Oh wait, that's right. I had work, excuse my delay. Your praises I send because you are my friend. I have your trust, but this world I lust. I'm sorry I disobeyed. This dunya is not for my stay. You keep reminding me I was born from clay. Still, I get carried away. Lost? Nah man, I only one I fear. You are my Lord, you are my God. What am I doing? Who am I fooling? On the day of judgment, when you list every sin, endowing me with punishment in which I can't win? Soul aching for resentment, for not following the message you sent. Man, oh man, I'll be regretful. Eternity in hell? Boy, that will be dreadful. But no, my Allah, I'm truly unworthy. You are the most merciful. Knowing you're so powerful, I'm so disrespectful. I come to you, begging for help. Without knowing you, I don't know myself. Forgive me. For Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Are there any questions from the sister side for Brother Samad? Anybody?
Samad, I've seen you grow from your childhood to man that you've become. I want to say I'm really proud of you. What inspired you?
Of course, Brother Kumail really helped me with my journey in coming back to Islam. And I mean, sometimes when we're kids, right, and especially being in the Desi community, right, we're always told, yeah, hey, do this, and then we don't get the why, right? Brother Kumail showed me the why, and it's super my deen in a sense, I can say. Salawat Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
Questions from the brother side?
One more question from a sister.
Oh, go ahead, sister.
Salawat Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل.
Hi, how are you? Princess, you have mentioned that if you don't know Allah, then you don't know yourself, right?
One more time, please say that one more time.
If you don't know Allah, then how do you know yourself?
How do you know yourself? At the end of the day, everything just comes down to being one and the love of Allah. I feel like if we don't have that, we're always lost. But with Allah, you're always on this path to Sirat al-Mustaqim.
So, if you can't explain the tradition, when Rasul said, "He who knows his Lord knows himself."
One more time, it's hard to hear you all the way down here.
What he said comes from noble hadith. Rasulullah said, "He who knows his Rabb knows himself." He who knows Allah knows himself. But the tradition says, "He who knows his Rabbah," the Rabbah,
as in
the cherisher, the sustainer, the one who gives life. So the sister is asking the question to break that down a little bit further to understand. What do you mean by that?
If you gotta come back, it's totally okay.
Explain it as you experience it. That's a very complex question, yeah?
Okay.
What does that mean to you? What is, to know your Lord is to know oneself? What does that look like? What does that mean?
इसने जवाब दे चुका है ये.
It's at the end of the day, I guess what I can say is, how does knowing Allah help me with knowing myself, basically, right? It gives me a surety that, at the end of the day, we're humans. We do good things, we do bad things, right? There's action. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but when I speak to Allah, I feel myself. And when I feel myself, I feel relieved, if that makes sense. And sometimes you just have to let out the things that's been bugging you in the head that kind of gives you humility, I can't speak to Allah if I'm not embarrassing myself. That makes sense? Because at the end of the day, Allah knows each and one of us and what we do, right? So that's basically kind of what inspired me.
The recording. So just
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
poet coming to the stage is a member of MWA, Muslims with Allah. She wrote an amazing piece last year and she's going to perform again. Please give a huge applaud for the sister Asia Momin.
क्या करूं? I have to focus this.
Please recite a Surah Fatiha for Qul Mumini Mumina. I would like to give my condolences to Bibi Fatima Zahra, the Lady of Light, for the martyrdom of Imam Hussein in the 72. Karbal ki kahani jab koi bhi sunayega, dil walon ki aankhon se ek darya bahayega. Zahra, Zahra, Porsalo Bahatarka. Every tear, in every pain, lives the words Labbaik Ya Hussein. Qasim bin Habib, Zaid bin Salim, Muhammad bin Muslim, he stayed strong, no fear within. Abdullah bin Muslim, Hazrat Horan, Zubair, Naqain, the devil had their brain, died martyrs all the same. Own Muhammad, the grandsons of Jafar, they are, and Hazrat Ali, Jafar bin Aqil and Hussein to be, Bora Hamdani and Hanala bin Asad, Abdul Rahman, companions of the Imam, Wahab and his wife, two Christian reavers fighting for the path that's right. Abdullah, the son of Imam Hassan, died on the chest of Imam Hussein, just like Ali Asghar, the prince of the slain. Hussein looked down at his infant son, a soul so pure, a life just begun. He held him high for all to see. Give him water, it's not for me. Their hearts were stone, the mercy of a baby had been gone. When an arrow flew so fast, so strong, it pierced his throat, the blood dripped down. Hussein stood still, his arms now stained with the blood of an infant Hormala had slain. Back to the tents he dug the ground with trembling hands to lay his son underneath the sand. Zahra, Zahra, Porsalo Bahatarka. Zahir and Bashir, Nolan, Ganab and Golam, Hazrat John, the companion of the Prophet and three Imams. His body will forever shine on and on. Bakr bin Hai, Amar bin Thai, Ganana and Aqaba, martyrs of Garbo Bala. Janada bin Gab, brave in fight. Amar bin Janada stood for the right. Naman bin Ajlan fought with might. Abdullah Rahman bin Masood stood for the Imam. Nafi bin Halal, Abdullah Allah, Habala bin Ali. To Qasim death was sweeter than honey. A note from his father, Imam his son. There will come a time when Islam needs to be saved. Qasim will fight in my name. They got him ready from head to toe. He looked just like their brother, even Zainab said so. He mounted his saddle and rode to battle, sending the warriors to hell. He had the genes of Ali flowing through his cells. They surrounded him and attacked. He fell off his horse and fixed his shoe. The enemies looked at him and they knew he was the nephew of Hussein and the son of Hassan. The flesh of Qamar Bani Hasham. They wounded Qasim. The enemies started to flee, and as they did, they trampled his body. Zahra, Zahra, Porsalo Bahatarka. Abu Samama, Umar bin Karaza, Abish Shakri, Jabir bin Hajaji, Zergama bin Mulk, Ababa bin Sult, Salim and Yazid, Muslim bin Asajah, oldest martyr in Karbala. Abdul Rahman and Salman fought for Islam. Abdullah and Asman, sons of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. Abdul Arwaf Ghaffari, Ghaz bin Mashir Asadi, Uns bin Haris Asadi, Umar bin Abdullah Hamdani, Jafar bin Ali, the son of Amir Mu'mineen. Abu Bakr, another martyr, the brother of Abbas, protector of freedom till his hands were lost. Alatash, Alatash. Sakina went to her uncle Abash and sewed him her dry mush. He went to Hussein and asked for permission to go. Thirsty for 3 days, how could he say no? He mounted his horse and rode towards the river, past the army full of sinners. He got the water and headed towards the camp when someone shot an arrow at him. He kept going and didn't stop, even when they cut the arms off the mighty Abbas. The mush clenched with his teeth and air from Hormola, the water bag was breached. The lion fell off his horse and onto the floor. Sakina would never ask for water anymore.
Mars, Sa'd bin Omar, Abdullah bin Bashir, and Abdullah bin Yatir. To them the Al-Ubayd was near. Yazid bin Zayd Kandani, Masud bin Hajjaji, Sa'd bin Haris, and Abdullah bin Amir. They knew death was near. Sa'd bin Mu'adh fought with no fear. Ali Akbar resembled the Prophet more than any other. Hussein's companions left to protect Islam. The final martyr went out. It is time for him to complete his jihad. Hal min nasirin yansuruna. Is there anyone to help me? Is there anyone to help me? Cried her third Imam. He called for Zuljana, his loyal steed. He called to Yazid's armies whose hearts filled with greed. I am the son of Hazrat Ali. My mother is Fatima, the lady of light. My grandfather is Muhammad, the messenger for the path that's right. The army didn't listen. They raised their swords to the king of the world. Hussein fought for Islam. He fought so the message would not be gone. Arrows at his chest, Allah made a call. His jihad was accepted. Imam Zain would soon be Imam. Hussein dropped his sword and fell off his horse. He made a pillow of sand to rest. Shimmer, the wretched man, sat on Imam Hussein's chest. 12 strokes of the sword to cut off his blessed head. Zahra, Zahra, Bursa, Lobahatarka. Please recite a Surah Fatiha for the 72 martyrs of Karbala.
Please say aloud salawat for the sister.
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Are there any questions from the sister's side? Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum. You had a hook and you said Zahra, Zahra, and then I believe you said a line in Urdu. What does it translate to?
Zahra, Zahra, Bursa, Lobaha, Darga. Zahra, accept my condolences for the 72 martyrs. Made me cry the first time around with your poem. MashaAllah. You have a beautiful way with words. Okay.
Are there any questions from the brothers' side? We're doing one question from the sisters and one from the brothers to save time. It's Maghrib time now, so are there any questions from the brothers' side? Alright, please say aloud, Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
The next poet I'd like to call to the stage is a member of, he's the youngest and newest member of MWA, Muslims with Ali. Please give it up for Ali Jawad Moomin, aka AJ Moomin.
Please, for our deceased, a gift of Fatiha will send them the blessings of 2 Qur'ans on behalf of all of our marhum. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa jarfajam. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Every praise to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, most merciful, O Master of the Day of Judgment. I serve only you. I beseech your help in everything that I do. Keep me on the straight path, the path that is true, the path of those who have gained favors by you, not the path of those who have earned your wrath, nor those who deviate from your guided path. Surah Ikhlas, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, say Allah is the singular emerald. There is nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allah has samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, most merciful, say Allah is the singular emerald. There is nothing but Allah we need in this world. He begets not, nor begotten is He. Allah is the only OG. May Allah send blessings on Muhammad's family. Make it clear to him and Imam to me. Let me tell you about a hero named the boss. His arms, they fought for freedom until they cut them off. My guy was a soldier, Allah holder, I'll bound for you until the war is over. My guy was a soldier, son of the lion, lamb of God, lamb of translate, he was called Ya Boss, Ya Boss. Ya Boss, Ya Boss. Ya Boss, Ya Boss. Ya Boss, Ya Boss. Ya Boss. Ya Boss. Your arms are lost no matter what the cost. With you on our side, we are never lost. Voyager until the war is over. Incredible soldier.
Okay.
Abbas, my hero. Incredible you died. But the biggest hero of mine is Imam Mehdi. He's still alive. Master of time, we'll hold up high for you. The world is doomed. Return to us soon. We need you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma kulli waliyako hajjatan al-Hasan. Oh Allah, shower blessings on the chosen one. Your proof, your hujjah, son of al-Hasan. Blessings on forefathers, every single one. And on him in this hour and every other hour. He is our guardian, protector, leader, helper, and I approve. Make him live on earth and obedience to you. Cause him to live on earth for a long time. Let's say the lattice to walk by Imam Muhammad, Sahib al-Iman Islam, master of time, Imam of mine. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
Please say aloud, Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad for our young brother AJ. We have one question from the sister side. Any one question?
Seven. I memorize it because I do it like I was like doing it for a while.
Any questions from the brothers' side? Any of the brothers? We have time for one question. Anybody? Please say aloud, Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Oh, just to close the night out real big, we're going to have one more performance from Brother Sayyid Ali Al-Hakim. Please give a loud Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
For this one, we can stay seated for this Noha. It's called Never Leave, Imam al-Hussein, and you can gently do matam as you are sat down. Jazakumullah khair. Jazakumullah salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Now gift your tears to your Imam, to Karbala. Do raise your arms to Nainawa. Do pave your way. Do make an oath to him and say, never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Recite with me. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Recall all the grief that was said on those nights, the infants that bled, the widows and all those fallen. Promise they won't be forgotten. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. With us, never leave, Imam Hussein. Never leave, Imam Hussein. Try see visions that Zainab saw. When they took from her, she gave more. She taught us for Islam give all. She taught us to forever call. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. Again, never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. Like Abbas always sacrifice. Through the year recall his advice. Gift your time, tears and emotions. They will all be intercessions. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. To this world do not be a slave. To this world do not be a slave. Though stood alone yourself you'll save. Strive like Hur to set yourself free, so you'll be with the 313. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam Hussein. Never leave Imam. Never leave Imam Hussein. Time to say goodbye. Goodbye Hussein. Goodbye Abbas. Time to say goodbye. Goodbye Hussein. Goodbye Abbas. Salawat.
Yeah, where are you?
Any of our sisters have a question for our brother? Okay, do any of our brothers have a question?
There's many children, especially here in the audience, who are very fond of you. Do you have any advice or words of encouragement that you'd like to give them to, inshallah, get in the habit of reciting and creating their own mitmiya or nasheeds, I guess?
Yeah, of course. So the goal is for the children to make their own tunes if they want to make their own noha. So for you to have your own product, the creative skill, you have lots of poets like we saw, amazing poets today. But to make your own poem, you have to have the ability to make your own tunes and melodies. And not everyone can do that, but to work your way towards that, what you need to do first of all is listen to the melodies that you prefer and the ones that you can recite to. So listen to everyone. And then pick the ones that you like, listen over again. Start reciting the nohas, ladliyas of those you prefer. Get your paper out, go to the mosque, go to amazing events like these, recite your poem. Once you get comfortable in reciting other people's poems, get their melody and then play that hymn over and over again, and then just change the pitch slightly on one phrase or one word. Then change another pitch and keep the melody, and then eventually the more pitches you change here and there, that latmiya, that noha will sound different to the original version, and then you'll have a new product. And that's the common way of doing it. Other people that I know, they just sing in the bathroom because it sounds nice with the echo. They just quickly run outside the bathroom and record as quickly as possible. I've done it myself a few times. So it comes down to individuals. But get attached to Imam Hussein. That is the key thing, and that relates to the parents. Attachment to Imam Hussein.
Have any questions from any of
without further ado, first please give a loud Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad for brother Sayyid Ali Al Hakim. We're way behind schedule, so now we're gonna just have Maghrib now, and then we're gonna have some pizza after. But if I could call Sayyid Mahdi Ghazwini to lead the Maghrib prayer. And shout out to Dua Fragrances for making this event possible. Shout out to you out for all coming out and supporting us. Give a loud round of applause for you all, for the audience. Great California tonight. Salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Salli ala Muhammad wa ala